Hi there, my name is Debbie LaChusa, the business stylist, and I figured I would do a series on pretty much Ask Me Anything. I get a lot of questions from coaches and consultants, and I was thinking about it and I thought, if somebody asks a question, there's probably other people out there with the same question. So this is the first in a series of a number of answers to those questions, and I hope that you learn from them. The first question today is, if I'm offering a service, so if I'm an independent coach, consultant, some other type of expert, maybe a hypnotherapist, somebody that talks with animals, accountant, really any type of service where you're using your expertise to help people or do something for them. Here's the question. If you're one of those people, should you post your prices on your website, or should you just have a place for people to register for a free consultation with you before they can buy? And it's a great question because I actually see many coaches and consultants doing it both ways. Here's what I recommend. If you are selling a service, it's just maybe an hour, it's a low investment, you're not looking to work long-term with people, and you don't need to screen them in any way before you start working with them. You're not worried about chemistry, you're not worried about how effective you're going to be able to help them, but it's just they're just sort of buying a little bit of your time off the shelf. Then yes, it's okay to put a Buy Me button on your website. Go ahead and have whatever you're selling, an hour of your time. Maybe you're an animal communicator and you're just selling an hour of your time. Maybe you're a hypnotherapist and you're just selling one session. If it's a very small offering of your service and it's a low investment, you can go ahead and put that on your website. The one caveat there is just keep in mind that people will tend to just look at the price and, okay, I'm getting an hour of your time, and they'll make a buying decision based on that. So you may get people if you're really inexpensive or if the price seems fair for what they're looking for. You may not get people who don't fully understand what you're going to do in that hour with them. But the main consideration here in trying to decide whether or not you should put everything out there for the world to see on your website in terms of offerings and prices, or kind of keeping it behind the scenes and making people talk to you first and do a consultation, is really whether or not it's worth spending 30 to 60 minutes of your time in order to get that client. If I'm only going to charge you $100 or $200 to spend a little bit of time with you, it may not be worth my time to spend an hour with you on the phone to qualify you first. Okay? That's a decision that you're going to have to make independently, looking at what you do for people. And if you can pretty much help anybody that comes along, within reason of course, then let them just buy it and hire you for that hour and get you on the phone or meet you in person and do the service. It's kind of like walking in and getting your hair cut from somebody that cuts hair, walking in and getting, this is going to be out there, but a palm reading from somebody who does palm readings, or potentially even I could in my business, if I was just going to do a quick evaluation of your website or a marketing material, I could really just sell that on my website and people could buy, and I could look at whatever they send me in terms of a website or a flyer or a brochure and give them my feedback. I don't really need to do a lot of talking with them to finding out if we're going to be a good match to work together, because we're not going to work together very long. And I know I can deliver the service and whatever I'm promising to pretty much anybody that signs up. However, if you're selling a bigger package, or if you'd like to sell at higher prices, maybe you want to work with people long term, even if you are an animal communicator, a hypnotherapist, any kind of coach, consultant, and you want people to commit for a month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, a package, what I call a signature program, where you're going to be working with them for, on an ongoing basis and meeting with them in person or over the phone on a regular basis and helping them and going deeper and really trying to create a more dramatic transformation in their life or their business. You're not going to sell that very well by putting that package on your website with a Buy Me button. Because number one, it's probably going to be expensive and people are not going to really understand what they're getting for that price. So they'll look at it and they'll go, oh, a month for $500 or 3 months for $2,000. And they'll think in their head, I don't know if that's worth it. But they're really evaluating time for money. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know, I don't recommend valuing your services based on the time that's invested. I recommended valuing and pricing your services based on the transformation that you're delivering, the outcome that people get, how they're able to be, do, or have something different, and what that is worth to them. It's really hard for people to understand that without talking to you first. So if you want to sell a bigger package and you want to charge more, and you want to make sure it's somebody that you really want to work with on a regular basis and that you can indeed help get that transformation that your service or your signature program really delivers to people, making sure they are the ideal client and it's not somebody who's going to drive you crazy to work with for 6 months. Because trust me, if you've been in business for any length of time, like me, 17 years here, you've had some of those clients that it was like, when is this going to be over? And it's not that they're bad clients, they're just not a good fit for you. So it's best in those situations to have everything sort of hidden. Put a page on your website for your services that really speaks to the problems you help people solve. Have a link for them to sign up for a free consultation, and spend that 30 to 60 minutes qualifying them, asking them questions, going through the consultative sales process that I teach in my How to Sell Coaching and Consulting Services course. It's a conversation that helps you qualify them. It's really better to go through that process, and then at the end of that consultation, if they're a good fit, make them an offer. The other side benefit to this is if you don't have your prices on your website, but you're very clear about who you help and what you do for people, then when people sign up for a consultation, those are the only people that really know what you're offering and what the price is. So if at any point in time you want to change your pricing down the road, it's not super obvious. And this is not about being manipulative or hiding behind anything, but a lot of times brand new coaches and consultants don't have the confidence to charge the higher prices, so they may start out at a lower price. And you can very easily, when you start getting more clients and building your confidence, raise that price. And nobody really is aware that you've raised your prices except for the new people coming in, and they don't even know what the old price was. So they're not aware that it's gone up. Conversely, if you go out there gung-ho with a really high price and you strike out and you're not able to sell anybody and you decide to lower that price, if it's not published on your website, nobody knows that you've lowered it. So you don't have that fear of, people are going to think I'm not successful or I'm not doing very well because I just lowered my price. You're just allowing the market to set your price for you, if you will, and to be a little bit reactive to what's happening in the marketplace without putting it out there on display for everybody to see. So there's lots of considerations on determining whether or not to put the prices and the packages on your website or not. I always really prefer for services to sell bigger packages, create greater transformation. You have fewer clients, you work with them for a longer period of time, and to go with the free consultation process. It's just always worked better for me. But again, I'm not selling my time, one-off by the hour. And if you happen to be doing that, it may make sense for you to just put it all out there and let people go, read what that package is about, click buy, and become a client. And I suppose the ultimate answer to this question is to test it. If you're unsure, try it both ways. Make sure that you leave it up for a long enough period of time so that you have enough people seeing it and getting a chance to buy, or you do enough consultations to see if it's really working. But ultimately, in the marketing world and with a lot of business decisions, it comes down to testing to see what works best for you. So until next time, this is Debbie LaChusa, the Business Stylist. Take care.